Hello, Seamus Kennedy here. Thank you for that lovely introduction, Colleen. And I have to admit, there was a technical glitch there, and it was entirely my fault. I forgot to hit the go live button so we could actually go live on the air. Anyway, I've already done two songs, and since I wasn't on and you weren't here, I'll do them again. Okay? I should not be allowed near technical equipment and computers. Seriously, I shouldn't. See the fleet-foot hosts of men, they speed with faces wan. From farmstead and from fisher's cot, along the banks of Bann. They come with vengeance in their eyes. Too late are they. For young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of Toome today. Up that narrow street he stepped, smiling, proud and young. About the hemp rope on his neck, the golden ringlets clung. There was never a tear in his blue eyes, both sad and bright are they. For young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of Toome today. When he last marched up that street, his shining pike in hand, behind him marched in grim array a stalwart, fearless band. For Antrim town, he led them to the fray. And young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of Toome today. There is never a one of all your dead more bravely fell in fray than he who marches to his death on the bridge of Toome today. True to the last, he treads the upward way, and young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of Toome today. Young Roddy McCorley goes to die on the bridge of Toome today. Hey, doing it that first time without you guys watching was like a rehearsal, so I got it right that time. I don't believe it. Anyway, welcome. Somebody mentioned to me one time that in these particular online festivals, the Celtic Festival Online and other online things that I don't sing enough rebel songs. And I figured, well, since it is Celtic, since it is Irish, I could do a couple of rebel songs for you. That was one from the 1798 rebellion by a young man from County Antrim, Roddy McCorley, who was hanged by the English on the bridge of his hometown of Toome in County Antrim. I'm going to do another one. This time it's called The Foggy Dew, and it was written by a priest, Canon Charles O'Neill. He was originally from Belfast, but he had a parish in Newcastle in County Down. And in this particular song, he wonders why Irishmen didn't go off or didn't stay behind in Dublin to fight with their comrades in the Easter Rising. Instead, they went off, joined the British Army and fought for small nations in Europe. And the answer is simple. Winston Churchill promised the Irish home rule if Irishmen would sign up and fight with the British Army in the trenches. He recruited two Irish politicians, John Redmond and Liam Redmond, the Redmond brothers, and they went around and persuaded Irishmen to sign up. Among them, my grandfather, a Falls Road nationalist from Belfast, who joined the 6th Connaught Rangers, went off and fought. And when these men came back, they were shunned by their communities for having taken the king's shilling. It's a perfect example of doing the wrong thing for the right reason. So this one is called The Foggy Dew. as down the glen one Easter morn to a city fair rode I. There are mid lines of marching men, and squadrons passed me by. No pipe did hum, nor battle drum did sound its dread tattoo, but the Angelus bell o'er the Liffey swell rang out in the foggy dew. Right proudly high over Dublin town they flung out the flag of war. 'Twas better to die 'neath an Irish sky than at Subla or Suelba. And from the plains of Royal Meath strong men came hurrying through, while Britannia's Huns with their long-range guns sailed in through the foggy dew. 'Twas Britannia bade our wild geese go, that small nations might be free. Their lonely graves are by Subla's waves, or the fringes of the great North Sea. Oh, had they died by Pierce's side, or fought with Cal Brew, then their names we would keep where the Fenians sleep, beneath the shroud of the foggy dew. But the night fell black, and the rifles crack, made perfidious Albion reel. Mid the leaden rain, 7 tons of flame shone out o'er the lines of steel, and by each shining braid a prayer was said that to Ireland her sons would be true. And when morning broke, still the war flag shook out its folds in the foggy dew. As back through the glen I rode again, my heart with pain was sore. I parted then with brave Irishmen that I would ne'er see more. And to and fro in my dreams I go, I kneel and I pray for you. Oh, slavery fled, oh, rebel dead, when you fell in the foggy dew. Canon Charles O'Neill's Foggy Dew, a great old rebel song. You know, today has been just like a real festival in person. We had all the vendors just displaying their wares and showing what they do, especially the artworks that they can create. And we also had a marvelous lineup of entertainment, just like an actual in-person festival. Starting off this afternoon with Kinfolk, who did a marvelous job. And then 3 of my favorites, the pride of the Pacific Northwest from Washington State, the lovely and talented Gothard sisters. They sing, they dance, they play multiple instruments. Love these gals. And I've done quite a few festivals with them. I missed working festivals with them this year, but it was great to see them today. And of course, my buddy Jimmy Farrell of the Celtic Rebels. Jimmy was up doing his stuff, always does a good job. Then the Shamrogues, Celtic rock at its finest. I'm here right now, and coming up after me, you'll want to stick around for this, live from Las Vegas, the Black Donnellys. I did a festival with these guys out on the West Coast, out in Washington State last year, in fact, and they were absolutely wonderful. So please stick around for that. We got a few people to thank here for putting the Celtic Festival online up here for everybody, and they deserve a big round of applause and a lot of credit. Colleen and Chris Berry Conway with their Om art. It looks like it's spelled Ogum, but it's pronounced Om. You know, like the old transcendental meditation chant, Om. And it's a series of letters, runic letters that have been turned into marvelous art by Colleen and Chris. In fact, this is a little example of it right here. This is the Om script on the right, series of lines, and it was interpreted years ago by the guys who did the Egyptian hieroglyphics. And this actually says Kjol, or music, which is, Kjol is Gaelic for music, as you know. Lovely little poem here by Lady Augusta Gregory. He sat beside me pleasantly and played his sweet music to me. And in the end, he foretold things that put drunkenness on my wits. That's what I call a poem. But this is an example of the OM art that Chris and Colleen do. You might want to contact them. Go to the Celtic Festival online website and check their stuff. Billy and Nicole Healy. Billy is a master glass artist. He works miracles in glass and crystal. In fact, he gave me this as a gift. See what it is? It's a little shot glass that clips right on your belt, so when you're walking around at a festival, you don't have to go hunting for your whiskey. And it has the Celtic knotwork, the eternal triangle right there with a little emerald right in the middle. Billy does these. He also does like brandy snifters and champagne flutes and pint glasses, you name it, tankards. Bill can do it. He's a miracle worker. But, you know, I want to find out if this thing actually works. Excuse me for a second. You know, sometimes somebody will give you a shot glass and you're not sure if it's functional or not. So there's only one way to find out. And this is a wonderful product from Ireland. This is Jameson's cold brew whiskey flavored with coffee. This is good. Well, the glass looks good, doesn't leak. Let's see if it's okay to drink out of, if I dribble all over myself. By the way, thank you for tuning in and watching, and very good health to you all. Yep, that works. That'll do it for me. As we say in Ireland, sláinte. It's amazing. Whiskey and coffee. Gets you drunk and wakes you up at the same time. Let's get back and do another rebel song right here for you. This is another one from my neck of the woods, from County Antrim and the 1798 rebellion. There were two centres, really, to the 1798 rebellion. County Antrim around Belfast and a little bit of County Down. And then down in Wexford. So Roddy McCorley was from County Antrim, from Tunbridge. And the boy I'm going to sing about right now is also from County Antrim, Henry Joy McCracken. An Ulster man I am proud to be, from the Antrim glens I come. Although I labour by the sea, I followed fife and drum. I've heard the martial tramp of men, I've seen them fight and die. Lads, I well remember when I followed Henry Joy. I pulled my boat in from the sea, and I hid my sails away. I hung my nets upon a tree, and I scanned the moonlit bay. The boys were of the redcoats too. I kissed my wife goodbye, and through the glade neath the greenwood shade I followed Henry Joy. It was for Ireland's cause we fought, for home and sire we bled. Though our swords were few, our hearts beat true, until 5-1 lay dead. And many's a lassie missed her lad, and mother mourned her boy. For youth was strong in that dashing throng that followed Henry Joy. They built a tree in Belfast town, and the redcoats mustered there. I watched him come as the beat of a drum rang out from the barrack square. He kissed his sister and went aloft, then waved a last goodbye. Oh my God, he died. I turned and I cried, they have murdered Henry Joy. True story of Henry Joy McCracken. A couple of other vendors, you know, I do a lot of festivals all across the country, except this year, didn't do any. But I normally do, and I get to meet the vendors. I always make a point of going and saying hi to them because they're lovely people, and they travel from festival to festival the way we do, selling their wares. And some of them, as I said, are true artists, and Colleen and Chris and Billy Healy are examples of that. And my really good friend, Rob Pyland, is a master goldsmith. And Rob's at a lot of festivals, and he's one of the guys that I go to when I need a little shot of, you know, pick me up or something. Rob, he's very generous with the bottle. John Sino, Celtic Bags. If you would like a Celtic bag, check out his information at the Celtic Festival online site. And Doug Kavanagh with the Celtic Hammer Club. You probably wonder what the Hammer Club is, the Celtic Hammer Club. Well, Thor, the Norse god, actually has Doug Kavanagh's Celtic hammer. Yeah, you thought it was like from Norway or Denmark or somewhere. No, it was made by Doug Kavanagh. Okay. So. Right, moving right along. Oh, incidentally, since I was about 10 minutes late getting in here, I'm going to tack 10 minutes on the end to make up for it. So you're not being diddled out of your time, okay? So I'll stick the 10 minutes on at the end. Right now, I'm going to do a song about a fella from the Wexford end of the 1798 rebellion. And this man was very unusual for his time. He was about 6'5", 6'6", bright, blazing golden hair, a handsome devil, but he was a true leader of men, and his men adored him and followed him into battle. His name was John Kelly, and he was from the town of Killan. And this is the story of Kelly, the boy from Killan. What's the news, oh my Bolshelmalier, with your long barrel gun of the sea? Say what wind from the south blows your messenger here, with a hymn of the dawn for the free. Goodly news, do I bring you the forth. Goodly news shall ye hear, bargain man. For the boys march at dawn from the south to the north, led by Kelly, the boy from Killan. And the Scorthies in flames, how Wexford is won. Tomorrow the Barrow we cross. On a hill o'er the town they have planted a gun that will batter the gateways of Ross. All the fourth men and bargy men will march o'er the heath, with brave Harvey to lead in the van. But the foremost of all in that grim gap of death will be Kelly, the boy from Killan. Tell me who is the giant with the gold curling hair, he who rides at the head of your van. 7 feet is his height, with some inches to spare. He looks like the king in command. Oh my boys, that's the pride of the Bolshelmalier, amongst our greatest of heroes a man. Fling your beavers aloft, give 3 ringing cheers for John Kelly, the boy from Killan. Now the gold sun of freedom grew darkened at Ross, it's set by the Slaney's red wave. Poor Wexford, stripped naked, hung high on a cross, her heart pierced by traitors and slaves. Glory, oh, to the brave sons who died for the cause of Longtown glory, oh, to Mount Leinster's own darling and pride, Dauntless Kelly, the boy from Killeen. Dauntless Kelly, the boy from Killeen. John Kelly himself. I see a few messages coming up, but they're so far away from me. These are glasses, not binoculars, you know, and I just got the prescription fixed. Let me see what they say. Oh. Hi, Gothard sisters. Hi, Amy. Thanks for checking in. Great to see you. Anyway, I'll do one more Rebel song, and then we'll move on to something a little bit different. Okay? This is a song in the Irish language called O Roishe the Vahawalya. And it was written by Patrick Pearse, the leader and spiritual director of the 1916 uprising. He gathered a handful of rebels around him to strike a blow for independence from England. It was Ireland's baby steps, if you will, towards ultimate independence. And he wrote this song. It was originally an old Jacobite song. Now, there were Irish Jacobites, you know. They weren't all Scottish. But he got the words, the original words, and then modified them for 1916. And the song became O Roishe the Vahawalya. And I'm going to teach you the chorus in Gaelic, and maybe you'll sing it along with me while we're doing it, okay? O Roishe the Vahawalya. O Roishe the Vahawalya. Then you do that 3 times. O Roishe the Vahawalya. One more time. O Roishe the Vahawalya. Anish hacht an Tauri. Anish hacht an Tauri. And what that simply means is, welcome home, now that summer's coming. And it's an allegorical ballad in which Ireland is depicted as an old woman, as she was in many, many ballads and songs back in those days. But this old woman finds her home in bondage to strangers, and she needs help to get them out. And the woman that she goes to for assistance, it wasn't Xena, the warrior princess. It was our very own version, Granuaile, whose name translates into English as Grace O'Malley. And Grace O'Malley was known as the pirate queen of Connemara. She used to sail up and down the southwest coast of Ireland to loot, plunder, pillage, and burn English ships. And always remember, when you loot, plunder, pillage, and burn last. But she did such a good job of this that Elizabeth I put a price on her head and sent some of her best sailors out to try and capture her. And they did. And they brought her to London to face the Queen. And Elizabeth was so taken by this fellow female warrior, this fellow female leader of men, that she let her go. And Granuaile went right back to the southwest coast, where she continued to loot, plunder, pillage, and burn until her dying day, becoming exceptionally wealthy and powerful down in that part of Ireland. But as I say, in this song, Pearse urges Ireland to rise up like Granuaile, to smite our old traditional foes and drive them from our shore. O Roishe the Vahawalya, O Roishe the Vahawalya, O Roishe the Vahawalya, Anish hacht an Tauri. She the Vav and the Lane, where they are graf to being having the good of Rashel near love. This to live the lesson of all. O Roishe the Vahawalya, O Roishe the Vahawalya, O Roishe the Vahawalya, Anish hacht an Tauri. Ta Granuaile Chachtar Sailya, Ogli Armalay Margarda, Quaile Heinous Nigail na Spani, is her hero Gaul. O Roishe the Vahawalya, O Roishe the Vahawalya, O Roishe the Vahawalya, Anish hacht an Tauri. A wheelerina varka veckum, on a mengyo and a yeak shachten, Granuaile agus míle gaishkia, they fogart finer gaulad. O Roishe the Vahawalya, Róise the báhhailja, ó Róise the báhhailja, an isir hath an taurí, ó Róise the báhhailja, ó Róise the báhhailja, ó Róise the báhhailja, an isir hath an taurí. Golly, that makes you want to get up and attack something, doesn't it? Great song by Patrick Pearse. I was talking about the wonderful performers that were on before me today. Kinfolk, the Gothard Sisters, Jimmy Farrell, Shamrokes, the Black Donnellys coming on afterwards. They all have websites where they sell their music, their CDs and downloads. So if you want to check them out, you just Google them and you'll get their website and go right there. But the Gothard Sisters, it's probably gothardSisters.com. I'm just guessing. Jimmy Farrell would probably be CelticRebels.com. Another guess. I usually speak to them in person. I don't have to go and go to their website. Anyway, rolling right along. Let's do something silly. This is so attractive, don't you think? I need to get a new fashion consultant. He told me to wear this, that you would love it. I'm going to do a song called The Scotsman. And what I need you all to do at the end of every line, clap your hands twice, like this. Or just clap up to 1, 2 times. Oh, the Scotsman dressed all in his kilt left the bar one evening fair. You could tell by the way he walked that he drunk more than his share. He staggered round until he could no longer keep his feet, and he stumbled off into the grass to sleep beside the street. Ring ding diddle diddle I-D-O, ring di diddly I-O. He stumbled off into the grass to sleep beside the street. Now about that time 2 young and lovely girls were passing by. One said to the other with a twinkle in her eye, "See yon sleeping Scotsman, so strong and handsome built. I wonder if it's true that he wears nothing neath his kilt." Ring ding diddle diddle I-D-O, ring di diddly I-O. I wonder if it's true that he wears nothing neath his kilt. So they crept upon the sleeping Scotsman, quiet as could be, and lifted up his kilt about an inch so they could see. Lo and behold, further than to view, beneath his Scottish skirt, was nothing more than God had graced him with upon his birth. Ring ding diddle diddle I-D-O, ring di diddly I-O, was nothing more than God had graced him with upon his birth. They marvelled for a minute, then they said, "We must be gone. Let's leave him a souvenir before we travel on." As a gift they left a blue silk ribbon tied into a bow. Around the bonny star the Scotsman's kilt did lift and show. Ring ding diddle diddle I-D-O, ring di diddly I-O. Around the bonny star the Scotsman's kilt did lift and show. Now the Scotsman rose to nature's call and he headed for the trees. He lifted up his kilt and he gawks at what he sees. And in his drunken voice he says, what's before his eyes? "Oh lad, I don't know where you've been, but I see you won first prize." Ring ding diddle diddle I-D-O, ring di diddly I-O. "Oh lad, I don't know where you've been, but I see you won first prize." Our Scottish friend, still dressed in kilt, continued down the street. He hadn't gone 10 yards or more when a girl he chanced to meet. She said, "I've heard what's under there. Tell me, is it so?" He said, "Just slip your hand up, miss, if you'd really like to know." Ring ding diddle diddle I-D-O, ring di diddly I-O. He said, "Just slip your hand up, miss, if you'd really like to know." She put her hand right up his kilt, and much to her surprise, the Scotsman smiled and a very strange look came into his eyes. She cried, "Why, sir, that's gruesome," and then she heard him roar, "If you put your hand up once again, you'll find it's gruesome more." Ring ding diddle diddle I-D-O, ring di diddly I-O. If you put your hand up once again, you'll find it's gruesome more. Yeah! I thank you. My wife and my children thank you. We're having more fun right now than we should be allowed to have by law. the government finds out we're enjoying ourselves like this, they'll tax it. Suppose we better do another song here. Oh, one other thing. The wonderful crystal artwork by Billy Healy and the Ogham art by Colleen and Chris Berry Conway. They make wonderful Christmas gifts, you know. And coming up to the holidays, you might want to go to their sites and check out the gifts that you can pick up there. You can hang them on the wall. They're functional. You can use them for drinking out of, or you just give them to somebody that you like. Stocking stuffers as well, like a shot glass would be a perfect stocking stuffer. Anyway, it's time for yet another song. And I'm going to go back one more time here to the 1798 Rebellion. And it's a song called The Rising of the Moon. A lot of these songs I got from my heroes, the Clancy brothers and Tommy Macon, who made Irish traditional music popular again in the 1960s. It's sort of faded from the scene, but in the 1960s, just like the folk revival over here with Pete Seeger and Bob Dylan and Joan Baez and Tom Paxton and all those guys, the Clancy brothers and Tommy Macon give it a kickstart in Ireland. Oh, then tell me, Sean O'Farrell, tell me why you hurry so. Hush a boo, hush and listen, and his cheeks were all aglow. I bear orders from the captain, get you ready quick and soon, for the pikes must be together at the rising of the moon. At the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon, for the pikes must be together at the rising of the moon. Oh, then tell me, Sean O'Farrell, where the gathering is to be. At the old spot by the river, right well known to you and me. One more word for signal token, whistle out a marching tune, with your pike upon your shoulder at the rising of the moon. At the rising of the moon, at the rising of the moon, with your pike upon your shoulder at the rising of the moon. Out from many a mud-walled cabin, eyes were watching through the night. Many a manly heart was beating for the blessed morning light. Murmurs rang along the valley like the banshee's lonely croon, and 1,000 blades were flashing by the rising of the moon. By the rising of the moon, by the rising of the moon, and 1,000 blades were flashing by the rising of the moon. There beside that singing river, that dark mass of men was seen. Far above their shining weapons hung their own beloved green. Death to every foe and traitor, forward strike the marching tune, and hurrah, me boys, for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. 'Tis the rising of the moon, 'tis the rising of the moon, and hurrah, me boys, for freedom, 'tis the rising of the moon. The Clancy brothers and Tommy Macon, God bless them. If it wasn't for them, there'd be no Irish festivals in this country, and people like me wouldn't be doing this for a living. Right, I was watching TV the other night, and there appeared to be some class of a debate on there. You know, some woman and a guy going at each other, and it reminded me of a song that I recorded years ago on my Popular Demand CD, available at my website. Hint, hint. So I'm going to try the song for you right now. Now, there's a naughty word in this song. We are not going to pronounce the naughty word. Instead, we will just pronounce the first two letters, which are SH. So I just need you to go shh. All right? Shh. That's it. So if you've got your shh together, then we'll start the song. There was a little fly, and he flew into a store, and each upon the ceiling, and each upon the floor, each upon the bacon, and each upon the ham, and each upon the head of the little grocery man. Now the little grocery man got his little spray gun, said he would get the fly before the day was done. But before he could count from 1 to 10, the fly flew down upon his baldy head again. Chorus! There was a little fly, and he flew into a store, and each upon the ceiling, and each upon the floor, each upon the bacon, and each upon the ham, and each upon the head of the little grocery man. Now the little grocery man and his little grocery wife said they would get the fly even if it meant their life. They bought themselves a hand grenade and hid inside the store, and they blew themselves to blazes as the fly flew out the door. Ready? There was a little fly, and he flew into a store, and each upon the ceiling, and each upon the floor, each upon the bacon, and each upon the ham, and each upon the head of the little grocery man. Now they both went up to heaven, and angels they were made. St. Peter said to them that they would be repaid. They got their angels' wings, and they flew into the sky. Then they both swooped down like bombers, and they upon the fly. There was a little fly, and he flew into a store, and ish upon the ceiling, and ish upon the floor, ish upon the bacon, and ish upon the ham, and ish upon the head of the little grocery man. Yes, you gotta love debates. Gonna try something a little different for you right now. I'll play a different instrument. I'm gonna play the bodhrán, the Irish hand drum. Normally, this particular instrument is made with a sheepskin, but I can assure you that no animals were hurt, harmed, or killed to make this skin unless they were made of fiberglass, because that's what it is, fiberglass. It's called an Irish bodhrán, and the bodhrán comes from the Gaelic word meaning a deafener, something that deafens you. And by golly, in the right hands, this will do that job. You want to see how it's played? The stick is called a tipper or a beater. You hold it like an old-style thermometer, and you shake it like an old-style thermometer, like that, after it's been in somebody's mouth. Not one of the other ones, the mouth ones. You know. Nowadays, they just go to hold like a little gun thing right up your head. I mean, you don't have to, the mouth or armpit or anywhere else. You know. At least I didn't. In the town of Ballybay there was a lassie dwelling, and you were very well, and her story's worth a telling. Her father kept a still, and he was a good distiller. When she took to the drink, sure the devil wouldn't fill her. With a ring-a-ding-a-dong, ring-a-ding-a-daddy-o, a ring-a-ding-a-dong, whack from the daddy-o. Now she had a wooden leg, it was hollow down the middle. She used to tie a string in it and play it like a fiddle. She fiddled in the hall, she fiddled in the alleyway. She didn't give a damn, she had to fiddle anyway. A ring-a-ding-a-dong, ring-a-ding-a-daddy-o, a ring-a-ding-a-dong, whack for the daddy-o. Now she said she couldn't dance unless she had her wellies on, but when she had them on, she could dance as well as anyone. She wouldn't go to bed unless she had her shimmy on. When she had it on, she'd go as quick as anyone. A ring-a-ding-a-dong, a ring-a-ding-a-daddy-o, a ring-a-ding-a-dong, whack for the daddy-o. She had lovers by the score, every Tom and Dick and Harry. She was courted night and day, but still she wouldn't marry. Then she fell in love with a fellow with a stammer. When he tried to run away, she hit him with a hammer. With a ring-a-ding-a-dong, ring-a-ding-a-daddy-o, a ring-a-ding-a-dong, whack for the daddy-o. Now she lived a sheltered life, eating porridge and black pudding. She terrorised her man till he died right sudden. When the husband died, she was feeling very sorry. She rolled him in a bag and threw him in the quarry. With a ring-a-ding-a-dong, ring-a-ding-a-daddy-o, a ring-a-ding-a-dong, whack for the daddy-o. In the town of Ballybay there was a lassie dwelling, and you were very well, and her story's worth a telling. Her father kept a still, and he was a good distiller. When she took to the drink, sure the devil wouldn't fill her. With a ring-a-ding-a-dong, Ring-a-ding-a-daddy-o, ring-a-ding-a-dong. Whack full of daddy-o, ring-a-ding-a-dong. Whack full of daddy-o. Woo! No Tommy Macon song right there for you, for your listening pleasure. Excuse me for just a second. Something I forgot to mention about Billy Healy's crystal artistry. These little glasses he makes, they magically refill themselves when they're emptied. You don't have to touch a bottle. You finish it and it magically refills all by itself. That alone should encourage you to purchase one from Billy. Thank you, Mr. Healy, sir. Oh, and for some reason, really good Irish whiskey, like this Jameson's cold brewed coffee flavored whiskey, it always tastes better from crystal than it does from what I normally drink from styrofoam cups. You know, so. Going to try a song that was originally from Donegal, but everybody thinks it's from Belfast simply because the river that flows through Belfast is called the Lagan. The song is called My Lagan Love. The Lagan actually starts in Donegal, up in the hills of Donegal, and flows all the way down towards Belfast Lough. And it was at the mouth of the Lagan, in the shipyards there, that the Titanic was launched. But this is a lovely old song that was collected by Padraig Colum. Where Lagan stream sings lullaby, there grows a lily fair. The twilight gleam is in her eye. The night is on her hair. And like a lovesick linen sheet, she has my heart in thrall, nor life I own, nor liberty. For love is Lord of all. And often when the beetles drone, hath lulled the eve to sleep, I steal unto her sheeling lone, and through the half-door peep, there on the cricket's singing stone, she stirs the bogwood fire and sings in sad, sweet undertone her song of heart's desire. Thank you. I have no idea why I want to sing this next song, but I do. The only explanation I can come up with is that in Ireland, when I was growing up in particular, and earlier in the 20th century, American country music was more popular than Irish music, believe it or not. And I think the reason for it is your country music was directly descended from Irish and Scottish music that crossed the Atlantic and traveled down through the Appalachians and ended up in Nashville, where it became country bluegrass. And we just love to see what you've done with our music, and it's nice, you know. So I want to try an old Hank Williams song. I got a feeling called the blues, oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. And I don't know what to do, All I do was sit and cry, oh Lord, that last long day she said goodbye. Lordy, when I thought I would die, she'll do me, she'll do you, she's got that kind of loving. Lord, I love to hear her when she called me sweet daddy, such a beautiful dream. Hate to think it's all over, lost my heart it seems. I've grown so used to you somehow. I'm nobody's sugar daddy now, and I'm a lonesome. I got the lovesick blues. I'm in love with a beautiful gal. That's what's the matter with me. I'm in love with a beautiful gal. She don't care about me. I tried and I tried to keep her satisfied. She just would not stay. And now that she is a-leaving, this is all I can say. I got a feeling called the blues, oh Lord, since my baby said goodbye. And I don't know what to do. All I do is sit and cry, oh Lord, that last long day she said goodbye. Lordy, when I thought I would die, she'll do me, she'll do you, she's got that kind of loving. Lord, I love to hear her when she calls me sweet daddy, such a beautiful dream. Hate to think it's all over, lost my heart it seems. I've grown so used to you somehow. I'm nobody's sugar daddy now, and I'm all lonesome. I got the lovesick blues. Yes, I'm a lonesome. I got the lovesick blues. Oh, little Hank Williams, lovesick blues right there. That's real music, you know. Modern country singers, well, you know, they're not real country, are they? Coming out with these raggedy-ass jeans and torn T-shirts and battered hats. The old boys they wouldn't be seen dead like that. But then again, I'm opinionated, and you shouldn't have started me. Oh, God, he's off again. I want to try one more Rebel song for you here, and it's a beautiful song called Grace. And the story behind this is quite moving. One of the younger rebels that followed Patrick Pearse, teacher, playwright, poet, and a man whose ultimate aim was to see Ireland united and free. His name was Joseph Plunkett. And of course, the Irish rebels were defeated by the English, and they were all captured, and they were all executed in the Stonebreakers Yard in Kilmainham jail. Now, what the English did with Joseph Plunkett was different from all the other men they executed. At 11 o'clock on the night before he was due to be executed, they brought his fiancée. She was a lovely girl. Grace Gifford was her name. They brought her into the prison to meet him and to get married. There was a priest there, Father Eugene MacDonagh, and they went to the chapel in Kilmainham jail, and Father MacDonagh married them. And immediately after that, Grace was taken outside the prison walls to be with the other mothers, sisters, wives, and sweethearts. But about 2 a.m, they brought her back in and took her to Joseph's cell. And they were given 10 minutes together. It was timed to the second. They weren't alone. There was an armed guard there watching them. And when the 10 minutes was up, Grace was taken outside one more time to wait until dawn, when Joseph was taken out of his prison cell into the Stonebreakers Yard in Kilmainham, and he was executed. The song I'm going to do is about that very, very brief, very poignant marriage. It's called Grace. And in 2016, I was honoured when I was over in Dublin, in Kilmainham jail, with my tour group, to be allowed to sing this song in Joseph's prison cell in Kilmainham jail. As we gather in the chapel here in old Kilmainham jail, I think about these past few weeks Oh, will they say we've failed from our school days? They have told us we must yearn for liberty. Yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I bear for these brave men, my love for this dear land. But when Porrick called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed. To him I had to go. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now as the dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too. On this May morn as I walk up, my thoughts will be of you. And I'll write some words upon the wall so everyone will know I loved so much that I could see his blood upon the rose. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. No, there won't be time to share our love, so we must say goodbye. Story of Grace Gifford and Joseph Plunkett. Thank you. Let's see what some of these messages are saying. Patrick Smith says he loves the guitar. Yes, I took it to Mako. And a nice shirt. It gives you Jimmy Buffett vibes. It's actually my Red Sox Hawaiian shirt. I'm a Sox fan. Hi, Jimmy Farrell. Didn't get a chance to see you today, but I heard you were brilliant as usual. This is cool. Thank you all for contacting us. And don't forget to support the performers. Kinfolk, the Gothard Sisters, Jimmy Farrell and Celtic Rebels, the Shamrocks, and coming up after I'm done, the Black Donnellys live from Las Vegas. All the performers have wonderful music at their websites. Go to them and get some of their stuff. Hey, CDs make wonderful stocking stuffers too, coming up to the holidays, you know. Let's see if I can remember this next song. I haven't done it in a while. Ian Tyson wrote this one. There's a young man that I know, his age is 21. He comes from down in southern Colorado. Just got out of service and he's looking for his fun. Someday soon, going with him someday soon. My parents, they can't stand him 'cause he rides the rodeo. My father says he'll go and leave me crying, but where he goes I'll follow down the roughest road of all. Someday soon, going with him someday soon. And when he comes to call, my pa ain't got a good word to say. Guess he was just like him in his younger days. Blow ye wild blue norther, blow my love to me. He's riding in tonight from California. Where he goes I'll follow down the roughest road of all. Someday soon, going with him someday soon. When he comes to call, my pa ain't got a good word to say. Guess he was just like him in his younger days. Blow ye wild blue norther, blow my love to me. He's driving in tonight from California. He loves his damned old rodeo as much as he loves me. Someday soon, going with him someday soon. Someday soon, going with him someday soon. The great Ian Tyson. I think Buffy St. Marie had a big hit with that one as well. I'm not sure. The next one that I want to do is it's a serious song about the First World War. And I want to dedicate this especially to a dear friend of mine who just had his leg amputated due to diabetes complications. And so, Alex Varela, this song is for you, sir. You requested it, gonna do it for you. The song is called The Band Played Waltzing Matilda by the great Eric Bogle. And it's about the Australians, the Anzacs, the Australian New Zealand Army Corps, who went off to fight in the trenches in World War I. And the young man in the song, he was a gentleman who roamed the outback. He would pack his bags, his tent, sleeping bag, everything on his back, tent poles, billy can for making tea. And he would hike around from station to station. And the stations were actually the farms, the ranches. So a sheep farm would be a sheep station and cattle station. And he would do odd jobs there and move on to the next one, you know, sheep shearing and cattle branding, roundups and so forth. Anyway, he was drafted. Well, no, he wasn't drafted. Forgive me. They weren't conscripted. The Anzacs were volunteers. And they went off. He said he was given a tin hat and he went off to the war. And unfortunately, he was injured at Gallipoli. When I was a young man, I carried my pack, and I lived the free life of the rover. From the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback, I waltzed my Matilda all over. And in 1915, my country said, son, it's time to stop rambling there's work to be done. So they gave me a tin hat, they gave me a gun, and they sent me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship pulled away from the quay. And amid all the cheers, flag waving and tears, we sailed off for Gallipoli. It's well I remember that terrible day when our blood stained the sand and the water, and how in that hell that they call Suvla Bay we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turk, he was ready, oh, he primed himself well. He rained us with bullets and showered us with shell, and in 5 minutes flat we were all blown to hell. Nearly blew us back home to Australia. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as we stopped to bury our slain. And we buried ours, and the Turks buried theirs. Then it started all over again. Now those who were living just tried to survive in that mad world of blood, death, and fire. And for 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, while around me the corpses piled higher, till a big Turkish shell knocked me arse overhead. And when I awoke in my hospital bed and saw what it had done, then I wished I were dead. Never knew there were worse things than dying. For no more I'll go waltzing Matilda all around the green bush, far or near. For to hump tent and pegs a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. They collected the crippled, the wounded, the maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind, the insane, those proud wounded heroes of Suvla. And when the ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the stumps where my legs used to be, and thanked Christ there was no one there waiting for me to grieve and to mourn and to pity. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as they carried us down the gangway, and nobody cheered. They just stood there and stared, and they turned all their faces away. So now every April I sit on my porch and I watch the parades pass before me. I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, renewing their dreams of past glory. I see the old men, they're all tired, stiff and sore, the weary old heroes of a forgotten war. And the young people ask, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. And the band plays Waltzing Matilda and the old men still answer the call. And year after year, their numbers grow fewer. Today no one will march there at all. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me? And their ghost may be heard as they march by the billabong. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. There you go, Alex. Good luck with your rehab, sir. God bless you. Now, rolling right along, I'm going to do Waltzing Matilda, written by a man called Banjo Patterson. And once again, it's about a young farmhand who wanders around the bush. They call it the outback, the bush. Not the restaurant, the steak restaurant, which isn't really Australian either. But he would go from station to station helping out. And he was camping by a billabong one day. A billabong is a little water pond. And he was under a coolabah tree for some shade. And a jumbuck came down. That was a young sheep. And a little baby one, in fact. And he was really hungry. So he jumped up and he grabbed the jumbuck and he stuffed it into his tucker bag. Tucker being his food sack. Stuck it into his tucker bag, intending to have it for dinner a little bit later. Then up rode the squatter, the gentleman who worked the farm, like the farm manager, accompanied by 3 troopers, and absolutely no guesses what they are. And they wanted him to surrender, give up the jumbuck, but he didn't want to be taken because he knew what would happen. He would probably get hanged. So he jumped into the billabong and killed himself. Lovely happy song. Well, it's not really a happy song, but it's got a nice happy tune. There was once a jolly swagman camped by a billabong under the shade of a coolabah tree. He sang as he watched and he waited till his belly boiled. Who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me? Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me? He sang as he watched and he waited till his belly boiled. Who'll come a waltzing Matilda with me? Down came a jumbuck to drink at the billabong. Up jumped the swagman and grabbed him with glee. He sang as he stowed that jumbuck in his tucker bag. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. He sang as he stowed that jumbuck in his tucker bag. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Up rode the squatter, mounted on his thoroughbred. Down came the troopers, 1, 2, 3, with that jolly jumbuck that you've got in your tucker bag. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. With that jolly jumbuck that you've got in your tucker bag, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Up jumped the swagman and leapt into the billabong. You'll never take me alive, said he, and his ghost may be heard as you're passing by that billabong. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you'll come a waltzing Matilda with me, and his ghost may be heard as you're passing by that billabong. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me. There you go, the story of the swagman, the billabong, and the jumbuck. Swagman, that was the name of the farm worker, the itinerant farm worker. And he was called a swagman because I mentioned earlier that he had his tent with the pegs in it, the tent poles, and his blanket, and his tucker bag. And he also had a a billy can for boiling water to make tea, and when it was all rolled up together, it was called his swag, hence the term swagman. And it also had another nickname, the bluey. So when he was traveling through the bush, he would have it slung across his shoulders, and it was called humping the bluey. And it was also called waltzing his Matilda, his bundle. So now you know the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey used to say. Keeping with this Australian theme, you know, of course, that an Australian is simply an Irishman who got caught. You didn't know that. I'm going to do one about a fella called the Wild Colonial Boy. His name was Jack Duggan. He's from County Kerry. And he was caught being a naughty boy. And courtesy of Queen Victoria, he was sent off to Australia, which back in those days was a penal colony and not a Club Med resort as it is today. Oh, I'm going to get complaints from the Australians now. Yeah, I'm not going to hear the end of that. Jack Duggan, the Wild Colonial Boy from Castlemaine. There was a wild colonial boy, Jack Duggan was his name. He was born and raised in Ireland, in a place called Castlemaine. He was his father's only son, his mother's pride and joy. Dearly did his parents love their wild colonial boy. At the early age of 16 years, he left his native home and to Australia's sunny shores he was inclined to roam. He robbed the rich, he helped the poor, he shot James McAvoy. A terror to Australia was the wild colonial boy. One day upon the prairie, as Jack he rode along, listening to a mockingbird singing a cheerful song. Out stepped a band of troopers, Kelly Davis and Fitzroy. They'd all set out to capture him, the wild colonial boy. Surrender now, Jack Duggan, for you see we're 3-1. Surrender in the Queen's high name, you are a plundering son. Jack drew a pistol from his belt, proudly he waved it high. I'll fight but not surrender, said the wild colonial boy. He fired a shot at Kelly that brought him to the ground, and turning around to Davis, he received a fatal wound. A bullet pierced his proud young heart from the pistol of Fitzroy, and that was how they captured him, the wild colonial boy. And that was how they captured him, the wild colonial boy. The bold Jack Duggan from Castlemaine. He finally hit it and made it successfully in Australia. Yes, he was a robber. He was a highwayman, and went to Australia. He got a job with the IRS, and he was still a robber and a highwayman. But if there are any IRS agents watching this performance, I was just kidding. It was only a joke. I'm really sorry. I take that back. Okay, rolling right along. I think it might be time for another Scottish song. And before I do, God bless all here. And once again, the vendors who put this whole festival together and keep the spirit of festivals going. It's a pleasure working with you guys. Colleen and Chris, the OM artists, Billy Healy and his wife Nicole, glass artist extraordinaire. Rob Pyland, master goldsmith. John Sino, Celtic Bags, and Doug Kavanagh, the Celtic Hammer Club. God bless you all. Thank you. I pointed out Colleen's Ohm artwork, and I said, this says music, kill in Gaelic. But it doesn't have to be that. She can spell your name, your husband's name, your lover's name, your fiance's name in Ohm lettering, and it really does look good on the wall. So, you know, wedding present idea. And she'll give you a big bottle of whiteout in case you get divorced. Anyway, it's time for yet another Scottish song. This one is normally played on bagpipes, the missing link between music and noise. Oh boy, I'm going to get complaints about that one too. It's called Scotland the Brave. It was originally an Irish tune called The Irishman's Toast. And the words were written by a man called Cliff Hanley, a Scotsman, whose parents came from Donegal. And he wrote Scotland the Brave. It was like 1950. People think it's hundreds of years old, but it's like 1950, I believe, it was written and recorded. So here's Scotland the Brave. If you want to get up and march around your room, it's a great march tune, you know, for walking to. It really is. You can get your exercise in, get your 15,000 paces, or 10,000, however many you want to do. Just set your Fitbit and go. Oh, hark, well, the night is falling, hear the pipes are calling, loudly and proudly calling down through the glen. There where the hills are sleeping, now feel the blood a-leaping, high as the spirit of the old Highland men. Towering in gallant fame, Scotland, my mountain hame, high may your proud standards gloriously wave. Land o' my endeavour, land o' the shining river, land o' my heart forever, Scotland the brave. Oh, high in the misty highlands, out by the purple islands, brave are the hearts that beat beneath the Scottish skies. Mild are the winds that meet you, staunch are the friends that greet you, kind as the light that shines in fair maidens' eyes. Towering in gallant fame, Scotland, my mountain hame, high may your proud standards gloriously wave. Land o' my endeavour, land o' the shining river, land o' my heart forever, Scotland the brave. Oh, far off in sunlit places, sad are the Scottish faces, yearning to feel the kiss of sweet Scottish rain. Where tropic skies are beaming, love sets the heart a-dreaming, dreaming and longing for the homeland again. Towering in gallant fame, Scotland, my mountain hame, high may your proud standards gloriously wave. Land o' my endeavour, land o' the shining river, land o' the lousy weather, Scotland the brave. Land of my heart forever, Scotland the brave. Oh, there's a stirring march tune indeed. Let's see what other little messages are coming in here. Hey, Steve. I have no idea who Steve is, but he just said, hey, Seamus. Hey, Alex. Hope you're not feeling any phantom pains there, buddy. And hope you enjoyed the band played Waltzing Matilda. Janice Gorman, glad you're having a great time at the festival today. As soon as we get over this COVID thing and the festivals all start going back to normal, hope to see you there as well. Okay? Right. Kinfolk, the Gothard Sisters, Jimmy Farrell and the Celtic Rebel Band, Shamrogues and the Black Donnellys, and myself. We all have CDs, and you can contact us at our website, and we'd love to just do a little bit of back and forth emailing with you. So please, if you like our music, it does make wonderful stocking stuffers as well. Or if you don't like our music, just buy a couple of discs and give them to people you hate who hate Irish music. Okay. They also make wonderful little hangers, sun catchers from rear view mirrors. While you're driving along, you get that lovely glint of sun right in your eye. They're also perfect for skeet shooting. Pull. So CDs are very, very handy. However, I still find that the old vinyl LPs are much handier because you used to be able to put them into a hot oven, soften them up, and make flower pots out of them. Can't do that with a CD. Anyway, rolling right along. Time for yet another Scottish song. This is an old music hall song called I Belong to Glasgow. I think this one was made famous by the great entertainer, comedian, actor, Will Fife. I've been with a few o' my cronies, one or two pals on my own. We went in a hotel where we did very well. Then we came out once again. Then we went into another, and that is the reason I'm full. A few Doc and Doris's sang a few choruses. Listen, I'll sing one to you. I belong to Glasgow, dear old Glasgow town. What's the matter with Glasgow for? It's going round and round. I'm only a common old working chap, as anyone here can see. When I get a couple of drinks on a Saturday, Glasgow belongs to me. The northern lights of old Aberdeen mean home, sweet home to me. The northern lights of Aberdeen are where I long to be. I've been a wanderer all of my life, and many's the sight I've seen. Godspeed the day when I'm on my way to my home in Aberdeen. When I was a boy, a bonny wee boy, my mother said to me, see the northern lights, my son, they're bright as they can be. They call them the heavenly dancers, dancers in the sky. I'll never forget that wonderful sight. They made the heavens bright. The northern lights of old Aberdeen mean home, sweet home to me. The northern lights of Aberdeen are where I long to be. I've been a wanderer all of my life, and many's a sight I've seen. Godspeed the day when I'm on my way to my home in Aberdeen. Just a wee Doc and Doris, just a wee Doc, that's all. Just a wee Doc and Doris, afore you gang on. There's a wee wifey waiting by a wee butt and ben. If you can say it's a brabrick moonlick nick, you're alright, you can. You're probably wondering what that means. It probably sounds like Scottish gibberish to you. A wee Doc and Doris, that's a little drink for the road. They're frowning on that these days. A wee Doc, that's all, just a little drink, that's all. A wee Doc and Doris, afore you gang awa, before you go away. There's a wee wifey waiting, that's pretty self-explanatory, by a wee butt and ben, by a little hillside cottage. If you can say it's a bra brick moonlight night, you're all right, you can. If you can say it's a fine bright moonlight night, you're all right, you know. Tell you what, shoot the bagger. Just a wee Doc and Doris, just a wee Doc, that's all. Just a wee Doc and Doris, Afore you gang awa, there's a wee wifey waiting by a wee barn ben. You can say it's a brawbrick moonlight nick, you're alright, you can. Couple of great Scottish hits for you right there. Well, I've done my 10 minutes of purgatory time for missing the start of the show. My own bad fault. And I think somebody asked me to mention that there might be a tip jar out there. So if you see the old PayPal or Venmo tip jar, and you feel like throwing something in, cool. I've been getting the high sign there. Anyway, I'm going to do another song that goes back to 1916, and I'm going to do a couple of a verse in Gaelic and a verse in English. And the song was written by a man called Pater Carney. He was Brendan Behan's uncle, the author, and the playwright Brendan Behan, who was also a damn fine singer and songwriter as well. He wrote a beautiful song called The Old Triangle. But Pater Carney wrote this particular song called Aran na Bhean. It's also known as the Soldier's Song, and it's also known as the Irish National Anthem. Shin you fena fall at tough we gallegaren wind our slew our tender running hun fe watch vesir chantir our shinshar fasta the for vintir and nothing troll and up the heads of Arnold Will Leganer Gwill and Boish no sail Lagani Scrap Feel her novel air shall have canny around the vein. Soldiers are we whose lives are pledged to Ireland. Some have come from a land beyond the way, sworn to be free. No more our ancient sireland shall shelter the despot or the slave. Tonight we'll man the barn and wail, in Erin's cause come woe or wail, mid cannons roar and rifles peal, we will chant a soldier's song. Thank you very much indeed, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the final and last song of this particular concert. I want to thank you all for tuning in and listening. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have performing. Although it is a bit strange without a real actual live audience in front. Hope I got away with it. But I'm going to do a lovely song to wind up, but I need my prop. You like the shirt, by the way? I'm a Red Sox fan. Lovely little song called Parting Glass, a good way to end up the festivities. And until we meet again, I hope you all stay in the very best of health and COVID-free. Okay, let's get this thing whipped and get back to really good festivals. Thank you, Celtic Festival Online, for having me once more. Colleen, Chris, Billy, and Nicole Healy, Rob, and all you guys, you do a stalwart job. Thank you so much indeed. And to all the performers who have been performing here, well, today anyway, Kinfolk, the Gothic Sisters, Jimmy Farrell, the Rogues, and the Black Donnellys coming up next. Check them out and buy some of their music. Make wonderful Christmas presents. Of all the money that e'er I spend it in good company. And all the harm that e'er I've done, It was to none, alas, but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me a parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Oh, if I had money enough to spend, and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town, who sorely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheeks, her ruby lips, I own she has my heart in thrall. So I'll fill to her a parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Oh, all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts that e'er I had would wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I will gently rise and I'll softly call. Good night and joy be with you all. God bless you and stay healthy until we meet again. Thank you so much.